guys, it's Gamer Ahmer here. So one of my all-time favorite video game systems that I have in my collection is this Vectrex system. And since this thing came out 40 years ago, I decided to go ahead and review some more games and kind of showcase my entire Vectrex collection. So today we're going to go ahead and check out this amazing video game system. So this system is one of my all-time favorite video game systems to just go ahead and set up and play. So this thing actually came out 40 years ago. So this is the 40th anniversary in November of this amazing Vectrex system with these beautiful vector graphics with these really awesome overlays. These kind of plastic overlays that just kind of sit right in there where otherwise you would just have a black and white screen. It kind of did something a little bit different, and all of these cartridges and everything else. So this system has taken me quite some time to go ahead and go for the full set of Vectrex games. And I actually still need a couple of these on here. So they did actually have some 3D games. So here I have these modified 3D glasses for the system here. They do have a couple different games. I actually still need these three today. 3D Mindstorm, 3D Narrow Escape, and 3D Crazy Coaster. And they also have this light pen, which you go ahead and plug in as your controller, and you can just kind of draw and use that to play several of these games, which I actually have those three on the way. Animaction, we have Art Master, and Melody Master. So other than that, I have the rest of the actual official release games for this beautiful system here, this wonderful Vectrex system. And if you guys have been following my videos for years now, you'll know that as I kind of got these games here, I did some of my 5 favorite Vectrex games. So I did a few videos on these 15 games here for this set, and now I have 6 more that I have not even talked about yet, and some of these I haven't really even played. So today we're going to go ahead and jump into these 6 games that I have not talked about previously. And of course, I have all of these homebrew games, which some of them I have talked about, some I still have to kind of dive into, as they are still making games today for this amazing system. Whether they are lost games or just complete homebrews, this is such an amazing console today, and I just can't believe that they're still making amazing games for. So first of all, we'll go ahead and talk about these sports games that I have. So this one is called Heads Up. This is Action Soccer on the Vectrex. So I do have this one complete in the box. Kind of tells you a little bit about this 2-player soccer style game. Now this one was actually a little bit challenging. They do have several different settings on this game. So you can play an easier mode. You could play a third option, which is entirely too tough, too complicated. And then you have a middle one, so you can go ahead and have a balanced run as you're playing. And you can actually play 1 or 2 players, and if you are playing 1 player, you're pretty much up against the computer. And you go ahead and switch between the players. It is pretty accurate, it is pretty responsive when you're playing this. So it says you challenge another player or take on the computer itself in an action-packed soccer game that demands all the concentration, strategy, and split-second reactions of the real thing. Realistic, dimensional players move the ball down a scrolling field by passing and kicking the ball to each other, just like the actual game. Heads up! All the excitement and challenge of a real soccer tournament, complete with the roar of the crowd. So this one was actually a pretty exciting game. Now this is one that was very early on when it came to sports, but the figures in the game actually looked like little characters, so this was actually a pretty fun and interesting game. Now on to another game that I was a little bit hesitant about playing. That one is actually this Blitz game. So this one is not soccer, this one is football. So this one kind of has those like little drawings from back in the day where you could go over the different plays just in a simplistic form. So you have like these X's and O's. So this pretty much plays very similar to some of the earlier style like football games. You play on this like little scoreboard, and this is pretty difficult to control as I was kind of going on. Did get a little bit confused because it's not like the football games that we know of today, this one was just a little bit more challenging, especially to me. So this is another little interesting game, but probably one that I won't spend a lot of time playing, as I'm not really too much of a sports fan on these particular style video game systems. Rather play sports in real life. And then we have this game. This one was actually a whole lot of fun. So Pole Position, the hit arcade game. So especially playing this back in the day, now having it on your mini little arcade system on the Vectrex, this one is actually a lot of fun. This one I definitely had a fun time playing. You pretty much have to race, and as you're going through, you have to try and avoid all of the different obstacles and pretty much qualify. So this one was actually a lot of fun. It says Pole Position is a one-player game only, so you transport you into the exciting sport of world-class Grand Prix auto racing. Buckle yourself into your high-performance Formula One racer, adjust your safety helmet, and get ready for an exhilarating and danger-filled challenge. Your first goal is to race through a lap fast enough to qualify for one of the 4 exclusive starting positions, passing competitors and avoiding hazardous obstacles along the way. Once you have qualified, your challenge continues into 4 successive laps as you race to maintain your position and complete laps in progressively shorter time periods. So this is pretty much on the world-renowned Fiji Speedway. So this was actually a really fun game. I loved playing it in the arcades back in the day, and I definitely had a blast on this system here. So this one is probably one of my favorites that I will continue playing and trying to beat the high scores, beat the laps, and everything else. Then on to the Space Wars game. So this one would actually be a lot more fun with 2 players. So you can actually play single player, but of course you're up against a computer. This does have like 7 different gameplay options in this game. It's pretty simple, but it is pretty challenging. So right in the center of the screen here, you kind of have this black hole that you have to avoid, and you go up against another ship. So it's you and the other ship kind of racing around this whole open area, trying to avoid this black hole so that you don't give the other person a point, and you're just battling against the other person. So it would be pretty cool to go through all of the 7 different gameplays of this actual game and just go through, try and rack up some points, and really just have a simplistic yet challenging kind of approach to this actual game. So this one was definitely a good time when I was playing it, but I can see how this thing can be rather challenging. Then on to this Bedlam game. So this one right here, I do actually have complete in the box. So this one was pretty challenging as well. So you'll notice that we have this really cool, complicated style overlay. But this game, you're pretty much inside of this geometric shape. And you just kind of have this little ship in the middle of this whole entire ship, this little shape right here. And of course, you have all of these enemies coming in. They're spawning from the far side of the screen, and they're kind of inching closer towards you. And you have to either shoot, or you can use your zap to kind of just blow up the entire screen. So you don't want those enemies to come after you. You don't want them to actually kill you. So this one was a pretty fun, pretty challenging game. It says your home galaxy has been invaded by alien colonists hoping to claim all inhabited worlds as their own. Unacceptable. You have been given the ultimate responsibility of protecting your galactic neighbors from the invaders. Blasting the aliens with the amazing anti-molecular cannon transports them thousands of light years away, where they will cause no further bedlam. But beware, the invaders will be increasingly ruthless. The future of the galaxy rests on your shoulders. Good luck. So I like how it kind of has a different little shape, this little geometric shape every single time. It is pretty challenging. On to this game, I actually paid a little bit more for this one, complete in box, but this one was not my favorite game. It does have a lot of depth to it, but it is pretty complicated. This is Polar Rescue, so pretty much this is kind of like an action style, simulation style, a submarine style game. So you pretty much have this submarine, and you have to go through these icy waters and just try and rescue people and kind of battle as you're going. This says, journey to the icy waters beneath the North Pole. As commander of a powerful and highly maneuverable submarine, you must rescue the survivors of an ill-fate expedition. Seek out the survivors on your sonar screen and pilot your sub to their rescue. To complete your mission, you must avoid deadly minefields, enemy submarines, floating ice chunks, and the terror of the maelstrom. Monitor your oxygen supply carefully and hurry, lives are at stake. So this one was a bit more expensive, but this one was a little bit more complicated. It looks like they really tried to do something a little bit different in this game, but it was rather complicated. So overall, I definitely had a blast playing through these 6 games here on the Vectrex. Do you remember playing any of these back in the day? Have you seen the Vectrex over the years? This amazing little mini, like, arcade style game with these beautiful, simple vector graphics. Do you guys remember playing through any of these? Which ones are your favorites? I definitely enjoyed playing Bedlam, even though it was a little bit more complicated, at least as time went on, and even pole position. Definitely had a blast playing through these particular 6 games, and then of course these other 15 games that I had went through, bought, completed, tried to go through and get all of these cartridges with bare minimum the amazing beautiful color overlay. So even though I don't have a complete in box set, it would be pretty cool to find some of the boxes to go ahead and complete some of these. And then even these amazing homebrew style games that they just keep making for this amazing system. So what do you guys think about the Vectrex? Do you celebrate these 40 years of the Vectrex as well? Are there any games that you kind of see here that maybe I should go back and play again? Some of your favorites? Just let me know in the comments below. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.